Salute everybody. Micca exposes Anton Daniels. She refuses room 9. She talks NDA. She talks the money that she received from the show, kind of alluded to other people's money. But then one thing, she kind of was alluding that she would go to Corey Holcomb's show as well. We are going to get into this interview. I did this interview yesterday, but it was a lot of talking because I was even triggered watching it because I don't understand why Micca would do this conversation. And this man, Orlando, the sharp man in the suede blue suit, that man right there is running for president. And listen, when he come pan, we gotta get behind this because this man did a master class of an interview, displayed what pushback looks like. This man did not have no ill will towards this woman, and he displayed the perfect pushback. But look, I just want to go into 2 clips before we go into the full clip because I don't want to talk too much during the interview. But do you know that Micca has removed the first initial interview, which she has on the gold shirt, like the gold colored shirt? She's removed that. This is the only one. This is the second time. So when the host is talking to her and saying, look, man, what happened? So was his wife there the first time? Was his wife there the second time? In all these conversations, understand that only the second interview is still up right now. So much more things that I'm going to tell you about this. But let's just play these 2 clips so we can understand Micca's probably feeling like this right now.
Okay. Yeah, because a lot of people, they look at you and they think either one or 2 things. They think either you're a great success story and they want to be like you, or they hate you.
That's the beautiful part about
They
it, though.
hate you.
I don't want no fair weather people rocking with me.
Okay.
I want you to pick a side. Either you gonna, because see, if the fair weather people is the people that's the most dangerous. Though,
yeah, I bet. But the funny thing about that, are you that person now? Whether people either look like that or they extremely hate you. Are you a person that is in that position now, Micca? And do you feel that way now? Let's go into this last clip from here. Remember, this is the only video that she has left of them there. Anton has scrubbed all videos of Micca from his channel as well. So even the one conversation that she did have, I got on my channel. So I'll be going back into that and bringing back some jewels up out of that video.
Welcome, Anton Daniels of AntonDaniels.com.
What's up, Micca? How you feeling, baby girl?
I'm good. Did I do that good?
Yeah, you did well.
Good? Okay. And
I
you
like that.
All right. So
look, baby girl. First of all, this her what? Second time meeting him allegedly, whatever the case?
Oh no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right
What's
there.
up with the baby girls and all of that? Because we understand now for a fact that your man never met this man, never saw this man, never locked eyes on this man. But yet you seen Anton's wife and all of that. So your husband never met him, never even spoke on the phone with this man, but you want us to believe what? Yo, this is crazy. I ain't even gonna get into that no more. Let's skip past that. Salute to y'all, right? Whoop.
Into a show, and he told me, and I want to get your opinion, your honest opinion on this, all right?
This is the video that's gone. Look at the vibe between it. Look at what she about to say. And does this count for you too, sister? Because you was under his covering, and you know what Anton said about a woman under his covering. I need some 50-50 on the box. I need to have a possibilities of the vagina. That's what that man said.
He said that he believes, him and his girl, because I guess his girl was a part of like the industry or whatever. And he said that if he had to guess, 90%, at least 90% of women have cheated or cheat on the person that they're talking to. Would you think that number is accurate or higher or lower?
Probably 97. Probably 97.
Really?
Yes. Yes, because women are
97. You think it's most women? Almost all women?
Because women are a lot more calculated.
Yeah.
And this is no slight to men, but men tend to be just like, I'm gonna do it today, and then you know, you haven't thought out the logistics of all that. Women, they thought out the logistics. No, I'm not going there. No,
just met for the first time online because you know
She said 97%. She said women are more calculated, but why she act like she's not that more calculated? Why was she talking to our homeboy in a blue suede suit? His name Orlando. So if yesterday you was from Orlando, Florida, you played for the Orlando Magic, your name was Orlando Bloom, Orlando Brown, it wasn't about you yesterday. It was about our homeboy in the blue suede suit who was cutting through the lies in a Christian Dior tie.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
Let's get into the interview so that we can see exactly what's going on. Salute to everybody. Make sure y'all dropping a like. I'm about to do a poll. Y'all hit the polls and then pause. But let me know what y'all thinking. Get in the comment section. Subscribe to Uda On Go and turn the notification bells on all to make sure that you're notified when we're dropping new content. Let's go, y'all.
With your vast erudition or knowledge in politics, was that the connection or bond? Because as I understand, he's a conservative, and much of his rhetoric, if you will, is political.
Correct.
Is that fair to say?
That's fair.
That is fair. Was that the bond or the connection between you and Anton?
Absolutely. So I was a watcher of Anton's content way before, I actually knew Anton. So that is one of the bases of my connection with Anton, and also the financial conservatism too, because Anton knows a lot about financial decisions.
Okay, and how would you describe your political relationship with him?
Political relationship, what do you mean?
Yeah, so is it primarily the relationship or the friendship you have is primarily about politics?
Well, no. Well, the relationship that we have now is primarily business.
Or prior to, when you say now, there's an emphasis that maybe it was different prior to.
No, the only prior to is before I knew him.
Okay.
So before I knew him, of course, I'm a consumer at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm, looking at Anton, like I said, from the conservative politics and the fiscally conservative shows he used to have.
Yeah. And what was it that caught your attention to stay connected to the work that he does?
Before I knew him?
Yep.
Oh,
you said you was a consumer of his work. Yeah.
It would be like the Millionaire Morning Show. That's actually what I did watch. I didn't know Anton's other shows until we started working together.
Sure.
But the Millionaire Morning Show, it has, like I said, it has different components of news, financial information, politics,
sure,
and a little bit of pop culture, which is my lane.
Yeah. And even with that being your lane, how did the lanes collided, if you will? Meaning that at some point, either you reach out, you email, you DM, you say, hey, this is great work you're doing. It's something that I'm interested in knowing more about. How was that establishment?
So Anton reached out to me.
Sure.
And he asked.
Well, let me ask you this, just for clarity for the public. When you say he reached out to you, so if you're a consumer of his work, how does he know to reach out to you?
He doesn't know to reach out to me.
So how?
It just happens that, well, I watch a lot of people.
Sure.
Online, but it just happened that he emailed me. I have my email up on my Instagram. I have it up on my
Yeah, but that's what
YouTube.
I'm asking. How did he know? How did he establish connection with you to know to email you?
Well, from what he told me, somebody sent him my work. And so he wanted to work with me, so he emailed me.
Okay, so someone sent him your information, and then he decided to reach out to you.
Mm-hmm. Somebody sent him my content, and he decided to look me up. He got my email, sent me email.
And if you can be transparent, what did he say in the email, or what did he say that established your interest to move to the next step?
Well, when I got the email, I already knew who Anton Daniels was because I'm watching Anton Daniels.
Yeah.
So he asked if I would be interested in doing an interview. I said, sure.
Okay. And the interview, does he normally invite guests to come on?
All the time.
Oh, he does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anton has like one-on-ones with pretty much anybody. If his audience finds somebody intriguing, which is how he found me in the first place, then he'll bring them on, or if he finds them intriguing.
Yeah. And then you establish this sort of cordial friendship, if you will. It's a friendship at that point because you weren't working.
No. So once I did after I did the interview did really, really well.
Okay.
Especially
and what was the
for
interview about?
Everything. Anton asked me stuff from relationships, like my thoughts on relationships, because Anton does relationship panels and all of these things. So from relationships to politics to whatever he can come up with.
So it wasn't really a targeted subject, if you will.
Nope.
It was just, I want to have you on and I want to interview you about whatever comes to mind or whatever he is interested in talking about.
Correct.
Some people would say that's a cake bake. Do you feel it was?
What's a cake bake?
A cake bake is when I have a sort of a hidden agenda, if you will, for reaching out to a specific person, sort of making you believe that it's one thing and it could be something else. I may have insidious characteristics. And then once I'm able to lure you in, if you will, I sort of cake bake that situation, meaning that now I have your attention and I have you a part of my space, if you will.
Well, I've never heard of that, but I mean,
that's why
there could be people that can, but I can tell you right now, Anton was always like straight on for it, professional. Like there was really
no. I'm not questioning his character.
I'm just saying like there's nothing really that would fit into what you were what you're describing. Yeah.
So to you, based on my definition of cake bake, inviting you to come onto the show to have a conversation about no particular topic, or at least a topic that he would serve as a prowess, did not feel like a cake bake.
No, because, and especially, and let's be clear, especially in the independent podcasting space.
Sure.
Some podcasters are, particular, you and I would be amongst the top, because a lot of them don't really have an actual angle.
Yeah.
They get around, they talk, they do this, that, and the third. So it's not uncommon that somebody might say, "Oh, I like what you said there. Hey, you want to come on the show?" And it might not be anything in my field or lane, but that doesn't stop them from reaching out.
And where's the show taped?
So he tapes in Detroit.
So he's in Detroit. So you had to fly out to Detroit?
Correct.
Did he or the show pay for you to come out?
Correct.
And did they pay for your room and board as well?
Correct.
So you stayed in a hotel. Actually, let me pose that as a question. Did you stay in a hotel?
Correct.
You did stay in a hotel. And you stayed alone in a hotel?
Correct.
Okay, just because these are questions that have come in, so I just want to bring some clarity. At what point do you believe the public and other people started paying attention to your friendship?
I think probably when I started to actually be a regular.
Okay, so give us that timeline from when he flew you out, you participated as a guest, you're done with the show, you fly back home. At what point from that last time up until you became a regular were you in communication with him?
So,
like months?
So after I did the first interview,
sure,
probably maybe a couple of weeks after the interview aired and Anton could actually see how it was doing, I got a really good response from his audience. And so his audience decided, to people that don't know Anton, sure. Anton is a big advocate of what his viewers and his watchers think, his chat, all of that. He calls them his co-host. A chat is like Anton is
advocate of, you were saying
of listening to what they like.
I see. Okay.
So if they like this or that, he will pay attention to it, and he'll try to implement that in the show. So Anton watched how everybody pretty much loved the interview. They're like this part about it. Oh, I think we think she's smart. We like this. She's pretty. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And
people actually said you were pretty, because you are.
yes.
You're beautiful.
Thank
but
you.
Well, we used to work together, woman. So I know this stuff. But I just want to make sure that I'm really captivating the responses that the public wants. So people were saying, based on what he shared with you, that people said you were beautiful, you were smart.
Well, no, it's not based on what he was sharing with me. It's based on what's still on the page.
I see.
Yeah. So you can see that in the comment section. And of course, when it aired, you can see it in the chat.
Sure.
So you see all of these different things and you're like, okay, well, if this is something that people are interested in, then I should explore more on it.
Okay.
And so Anton decided that he was going to revamp one of his channels that he canceled, called Fight Club or something like that. And he decided to make it like a nightly talk show.
Okay.
And when I guess he went on one of his live streams and as the bag chasers, as they're called, what they thought, and a lot of them would bring Micca. And so
you were heavily requested,
yes.
your
yes.
appearance.
Yes. And you can, and I tell people this all the time, with Anton, 99% of the things that he does is on camera.
Yeah.
So you can go back and just look at the comments.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just curious, does he also recruit males?
Yes.
So right now the team is made up, if you will. So let me make sure I understand this. The show, which are you hired by him currently on a show? It's called Room 9 now, but at the time it's called After Hours. So it's called Room 9. It was called After Hours. And how many regular guests or co-hosts rather are on there?
I want to say 5 or 6 now. So when it started, it was just me and Quentin.
Okay.
A gentleman named Quentin.
Sure.
And then it grew.
Okay. And now it's made up of male-female ratio, which
correct.
is, what's the male-female ratio?
So 1, 2, 3, so maybe 4 females, 3 males.
4 females, 3 males. Okay. Yeah. Are you a paid employee?
Correct. Well, I'm contracted.
Contracted.
Correct.
Yeah. And do you have to fly out every time?
No. Most of it is virtually. Only when we're actually like doing something, some like a bunch of content where we have to go there.
Yeah. What sealed the deal for you in working with Anton, or at least felt comfortable to say, I want to stay on as a contractor and I really like what he has? What sealed that deal? So you become a guest and then you go back home and then you decided to accept the offer, if you will. But what sealed it for you?
What sealed it is I had already started in my podcasting process, and while I was there, I just in that small day and a half window, I got to see Anton's work ethic.
Sure.
And I got to see what goes on behind the scenes in podcasting and what actually how I can actually get to these numbers and, just things that a lot of people charge for.
Yep.
A lot of people sometimes, especially in Black and brown communities, don't want to tell, like it's some type of secret, or somebody's going to steal their job.
Yep.
And so I was able, to benefit from being able to see this firsthand. And that was something. And he was very open about showing me this or that and the third, because it wasn't a sense of, oh, this is a threat if I tell you this, or you're going to tell other people and I'm not going to be able to make money.
Sure. So right now, your role as a co-host is virtual.
Correct.
How often do you fly, or what would be the need to fly to Detroit?
Only if we're doing other content. So like we did content one time for a couple times, but in the beginning, the first time was for my channel.
Sure.
So I needed to do a one-on-one interview. So I got to do that plus our after hours.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Does Anton have you on an NDA? I've read that somewhere. A non-disclosure agreement for people who don't know.
Yeah, they always said it because some people pay attention to.
But does he have you on one?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not on NDA.
So you're not on NDA.
No, I'm not on NDA. But he does give out NDAs to a lot of people. If not
staff, you mean staff?
Anybody that he works with. So they don't have to be staff. If he just maybe interviewed you or whatever.
But were you ever on the NDA?
No.
So what's the exception? Why are you an exception?
I don't think I'm an exception because I don't ask, who's on an NDA. So I don't know.
But you know that other people
I have seen him, put people on NDA. But as far as staff go, I don't ask. It's almost like at your job, you don't go, well, what's your salary?
Oh,
what's your salary?
Oh no, they do.
Depending on you're not supposed to.
They wouldn't ask me.
With HR, you're not supposed to.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I've never inquired to the other hosts if they have it or not because I really don't care.
Now, are you paid per episode?
No, I'm paid per month. Just
per month.
Yeah, like YouTube.
Wow, how much does he pay you?
It depends.
The range.
It depends because we bring in a lot of super chats, which is extra money that the audience gives.
And that's the way he makes the money for the show?
No.
Okay.
YouTube has AdSense and he has sponsorships, things like that. So all of that is factored in plus anything that the audience gives as well.
Sure. So how much does he pay you? We were just talking about that range. Unless you want to specifically say how much. I'm
not going to give a specific
because that's the NDA characteristic.
No, that's my.
Or you want to protect him?
That's my business. Much? That's my business mind sense because there are other people on that show. I do not know how much.
So then let's give a range, because a range doesn't pinpoint the range.
That's why I said I can do the range.
Yeah, sure.
You asked me to pinpoint.
Sure. What's the range?
So I can do a range of anywhere between 2 to maybe 35.
To what? I don't know. You said $2, $200
to 35.
2,000
to 35
to 3,500 a month.
Correct.
Okay, for your role.
I'm only on that show. So there are some people that are on 5 days a week. There are some people that are on 1 day a week. And for me, I'm only on Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay. So Thursdays and Fridays, you make a good amount of money just for Thursdays and Fridays?
Correct.
Yeah. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of what's been out there. Mm-hmm. So I understand that Anton is married. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're married? Correct. Have you met Anton's wife?
Yes.
How would you describe her?
She's when I say probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. That lady is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And has Anton met your husband?
In person, absolutely not.
He has not met him in person. Has he met him over the phone or in DM? What other form of introduction when you say not in person?
Because a lot of people assume that, when you have to see people, it has to be in person, or that if you don't meet them in person, then it's something or whatever. So
I'm saying, what's the form of communication? That he met your husband?
They don't have a form of communication where they talk back and forth.
Yeah. But you said he did not meet your husband in person.
No.
Is that to imply that he met him virtually?
No.
So he's never met your husband?
No.
Never met your husband ever. Yet you got all these good things to say about Rita. She's one of the nicest, sweetest people I ever met in life. Yet your husband can't feel the same way that both of y'all feel. Why can you, a man and his wife, share a feeling that your husband cannot share with all three of you? Why can't your husband say, I know him, he's kind of cool. I know her, she's a sweet person too. Why can't your husband be the one to say that? He never spoke to Anton. Never seen this man, never placed his Stevie Wonders on this man. What type of shit is this, bro? Who's cool with this? Whether it's a woman or a man, how you as a woman are cool with your husband doing? As a man, how's you cool with this? Come on, bro. This is weird. This is weird, bro. Her husband get donkey of the day. Let's keep it a gangster.
And why is that?
No particular reason.
Sure.
Just I've never had to actually do anything where my husband was there, and so if he's there, like if my like when we work together, is here, so my husband's come here. But if
when we first met and worked together,
we were in person as well.
Your husband came.
Yeah, but we were here. We were here in the DC area. Yes, my husband came.
Yes.
So again, if he was here, then yes. But most of my business dealings, and if not all, I usually have a manager or somebody else deal with that. So that's the reason why it's not a thing. But I talked to my husband about it.
How long have you and Anton been business partners or friends?
We're business partners. And
so you're not a friend, because I don't want to provide language that's inaccurate.
That's why I changed it.
Yeah.
We're business partners. Absolutely.
You're not friends.
No.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Not necessarily. Well, yes, correct.
Yeah, like
outside of business.
Yeah,
correct.
like not. We were, me and you were shooting here, and then we just get something. We just get something to eat afterwards, but we are doing business.
Yes.
I'm saying, hey, are you up? Are you available today? You want to go out to the blah blah blah?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Do you believe it was important at some point for you to introduce your husband to Anton?
Yeah, because
I'm sure his wife thought it was important to meet you.
So I can't speak on what his wife thought.
Correct.
But the one time that I would have is when we had an event here, but he had to work. So, I mean.
But have you made it a concerted effort to make it happen? We do what we want to do, when we want to do it, for whom we want to do it for. And if something is really important to you and your family, either on your end as a wife, you absolutely make a concerted effort for this man, or
go ahead.
Or Anton, as a man, says, I want to meet your husband just because you're married, and I don't want any messaging or anything else to be misconstrued by him or the public. So it's fair that I introduce myself. Has that conversation happened?
No, that conversation has not happened. And I understand what you're saying. My thing, again, my business dealings is normally with me, my manager, things like that. But it's not without my husband knowing. So everything that I do, every place that I go, everything that I'm going to be doing, my husband knows. And I have to actually talk about it with him, tell him what I'm doing, things like that.
How did you reassure your husband this was strictly business? Like, if my wife is flying to another state,
because of
at some point I'm going, or I need to meet this person in person. And it doesn't matter to me if he's single or married. It doesn't matter to me if he feels that he wants to meet me. I want my wife to be very committed and loyal to the idea of her business engagements. I should be comfortable with as a husband. Do you understand?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
But my thing is, I think a lot of people sometimes misconstrue is this. You guys separate for some reason, independent from like big conglomerates, right? So if there's a person that has a business,
sure,
it automatically changes from if Disney calls you, right? Because there have been other things that I have done as far as movie sets and other things that my husband has not gone to. And nobody would bat an eye if I'm talking to the director, or if I'm going to meet, for a shoot for this or that. Your spouse is not always coming. And so I think the notion that just because is this person, and I understand that people have their own thoughts and perceptions of people, but I think a lot of the times when it comes down to people who are in independent media, they think it's more of a personal level, and still it's business.
Yeah. But I think what people may feel befuddled or confused by is at some point you put the business aside when rumors are brewing, when images are plastered all over social media.
Now you're talking about a year later.
Okay, so before a year later, let me ask you this. Has there ever been a concern from your husband about your relationship, business relationship with Anton?
My business relationship, absolutely not. Because one, he can watch it. Like he can literally sit there and watch it. And then two, if he has a concern or anything he wants to know, I just tell him.
Has he ever been incredulous? Like skeptical? What? Yeah. Has he been with your flying out there, or depending on how long you stay, or just the mere fact that I never even met this person? Has he just had that sort of incredulity, if you will, about not meeting your male business partner?
So I think he would like to be, more involved with coming out there. But again, and you know what my husband does for a living. Sure. So it's not feasible.
No, it's feasible, because here's how I see it. If Anton has to get on an airplane and come and meet your husband out of respectability, then that's what a man does.
If that
so
was
it's feasible.
I was talking about feasible for if anytime I have to get up and go do something. And it's not just with Anton.
I know that, because your husband hasn't always been on the show when we were doing something. So I get that.
Correct. And so that's what I mean by it's not always feasible. But if it was to that point where he wanted to have, Anton do something, or if it was, well, I want to go, sure, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it's never I don't, how should I say it? I don't give I need to hide this, or it's just, I just really feel that because this is independent, that we are not looking at it as business, because
what is independent?
Because this is so this is your business here.
Sure.
I can talk to you directly instead of having to talk to 1,001 people to get to you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
With that, it's still a business, but I can talk directly to you. So I can talk directly to Anton. So being that I can talk directly to Anton, I think people get a sense of that, well, because you can do that, then now it's something more happening if you go meet with this person.
Yeah.
Versus looking at it still the same. Yeah, this is not a big corporation, but this is still business, and this is still a person that is going to be employing me, contracting me, whatever. That still has to happen. If I was flying to Disney has to pay for my room and board. Yeah. Disney has to do this, that, and the third. And so again, I think because it's a singular person that is easily accessible per se.
That's right. Yep.
Now it's a different notion. Well, this must be for this, instead of looking at it as business.
So let's call a thing, if you will. And I want to really drive it home. Mm-hmm. Has Anton ever flirted with you?
Flirted with me as a sense of what? Just naturally, like we're sitting here, or because I'm gonna explain.
Well, I don't want to get into wordsmithing.
No, there's no wordsmithing. Okay. The reason why I'm asking,
because then I want to talk about some pictures too.
No, yeah, okay. I got you. But the reason why I'm asking is because there's two different things, right? So Anton does things for content, and then there's things that Anton would do if we're just sitting here.
Okay.
So if you're saying personally, if me and Anton was just sitting here, no. Now, if you're talking about for content, when we're doing the virtual rooms and things for the show, Anton has said multiple things. So that's why I asked which one are you talking
So
about?
let me hear a few of the multiple things that he said that was a flirt.
What people would consider if he's, saying,
Not people, what you considered as a flirt.
I would say probably if he's like, oh, Micca, you're so sweet, or you're so cute, right? But the problem that I have with it is because I know he's doing it for content, right? And he's not actually talking to me. However, I will say what I probably should have paid more attention to
Sure.
is the fact that people take content as real life instead of just content, right? Because I come from a world where I know entertainment is entertainment, and people say this and that, with reality shows, all of that is just for entertainment. And they go, the cameras cut off, and they don't really hate each other. They talk to each other.
But has he said those things to you privately?
No, and that's why I asked
It's all been on the show?
Yes, that's why I asked you the difference. And that's why I wanted to make that distinction. Because if I just said, yeah, he said this word, you would probably think it's just because we're sitting here. That's why I said, no, he has done it for content while we're all, and mind you, he says it to not just me, other women on the panel.
And how did you feel when a married man said that to a married woman?
Again, at first, because you don't understand,
who doesn't
content,
understand?
Meaning, well, I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
So again, being on YouTube, when you don't understand certain bounds of YouTube panels and things like that, people on panels say all types of egregious stuff or whatever to get reactions from the crowd, right? And so you might personally take stuff a certain way when they were just doing it as a reaction to get people in the crowd.
And so how did you feel?
I didn't feel a certain way. I didn't say anything because I was a little off-putted. But once I understood what he was trying to do, I'm like, okay, well, you can't say this and that and the third. It's okay if you're like, okay, I have beautiful women on my panel. That is fine, right? Because people can acknowledge that people look nice and things like that. But it's when it becomes personalized that it looks funny to the audience.
How does his wife feel? Has his wife, Rita, ever expressed to you her disdain, or have you heard her discuss something with him about her disapproval of saying that to you on a show? Even because
go ahead.
Well, let me just say this just before you answer. I think there's a line you draw in the sand when I say something because it's content. So I'm producing content here. I'm doing a show. And if I say to you, knowing your husband, wow, you look so beautiful and you're so gorgeous, boy, I wish we could probably just go for a nice drink. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, but he's never said that to me.
Yeah, but
totally different.
He may not have used my words. I'm just saying.
No, he's never done that. Period. Like, oh, well, let's go for it.
But he's called you beautiful.
Yes.
And gorgeous.
Yes.
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 On the show.
Yes.
And to you, that's not a problem. Because it's happened more than once.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to make it a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Let me answer your question. So yes, he said beautiful, gorgeous, whatever. But there's not like, well, I want to take you to the whatever, or let's do this and this and that. And it's just.
Well, he's taking you somewhere. Let's look at this picture. You guys were at a game when you said he wanted to take me somewhere. Now, I'll be honest. When I saw this picture, I was flabbergasted.
Why?
Because.
Wait.
Sure.
So go back to what you were saying, because you can't intertwine the two. So you were asking,
sure,
was he expounding on
Flirt.
on the certain type of things that he says. And we were talking about him.
Micca, you think you smart. This man right here is running for president, and I'm backing it. This man shows you how to conduct the interview, show you how to properly give pushbacks, and this man don't have no ill will towards Micca. He knows her husband. I think he actually spoke with her husband before he even did this interview because they're cool. And you know he don't want to make their marriage look like nothing. But me in my own light, I think that the husband said, give us some pushback. Because I don't think that the husband ever got to the bottom of what the situation is with her and Anton. And she is going to show you that when she tries to speak for her husband, you're going to fill in the gaps for yourself. Salute to everybody. Drop a like, hit the post. Let's get back.
Saying it's beautiful, whatever, but not expounding in that way.
Yes.
Now, what is your question that you're asking now? Because
I think I asked it, was it disrespectful? Did you feel that it was disrespectful? And I think you answered it by saying no, because you realize that it's content and people do these shows and they say things. And you also clarified it by saying outside of the show, that has never happened. Would that be correct, what I heard?
Right. But you use the hook at the end to say, well, he's taking you somewhere.
Well, I think you said something, and we can probably roll it back in post-production. You said something about when we go places or he takes me somewhere. And that's what made me say.
So what I said was he's not adding on to the beautiful or gorgeous, saying, dang, you're so gorgeous that I want to take you to the whatever, so we can do this.
And I thought we clarified that because I said those are my words. That's what I said, and you did say he doesn't say that.
No,
right? And I didn't want to put words in his mouth, but I wanted to be clear. So let's go to the picture. Okay. Tell us about this. How did this happen?
So this was the day that we did the interview. So. The show did an interview, or just you and him? This was my interview day.
The first day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So this is my interview day because you can go and you can see the outfits, the same outfit, same everything. Now, what he is doing here is he had already a business meeting set up there. So there is...
That's what he told you.
No,
correct?
That's what happened.
No, I'm not saying that's what he told you as if that was a cake bake. He told you he had a business meeting and you were invited.
No.
Okay.
So again, back there, probably like on the first level there is a area where if you have, your high roller seats and things like that, you I don't know what they call it there in Detroit, but here in DC, they call it maybe the Ultra Club and things like that, where all the people that have club seats, things like that. Yeah.
To me, y'all, I want y'all to listen close. That's why I'm not trying to talk too much, because I did a video when I'm doing pushbacks and I'm doing everything on that, reacting to this video from last night. As soon as I saw this video had 100 views. I was the first person to even do a reaction to this video. She is getting cooked by this man in his blue suede suit. She goes into the NDAs and how Anton got NDAs not only on employees, other people, other women got NDAs, other people. She go into how much money she makes, starts to allude to some of that. Towards the end, because a lot of this was a bunch of fluff and all of that. So, we got to keep it real with each other. But towards the end, she finally says something real and he says, do you have anything you want to say? And she speaks towards Anton and she says, he did not protect me. He was boisterous. After the Corey Holcomb thing, he kind of elevated this whole situation. So she was blaming him. And that's the reason why she's not going to be back on the show. But she was alluding like she'd probably go back on Corey's show.
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit.
This shit crazy, y'all. I don't want to talk too much, but I got to update my people. Make sure y'all drop a like and slap the post. Let me get into this, y'all.
Have, of course, conference rooms, other things up there. And back there is where he had his meetings. He met a couple of...
Child, she married. She married, y'all, the whole damn time. And her husband never met Anton, never spoke to this man, never put his Stevie Wonders on the man, never seen this man. But yet this man, Anton, been around her, his wife been around her. They all share a sentiment that the husband is not even cool enough to have. That shit weird.
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That is some bull.
high profile people. They were talking about sponsorships. They were talking about interviews, a whole lot of stuff.
No, I still don't think you answered the question. What I'm trying to
You
get
asked
at,
what was I doing there?
how did, because I said he had a business meeting and
Correct.
invited you,
Correct.
and you said no. So you didn't fall out the sky. They didn't open up the dome and you came down on a harness into the meeting. So what I'm saying is
hold on. Ask your actual question.
So this is what I'm saying. The interview is over. The one-on-one interview is over, correct?
Correct.
What does the conversation sound like to invite you to come here?
Okay.
Because I said you were invited and you said no.
Okay. So no, that's not what I said. But
we're going to play it back.
Nevertheless, so again, he had business meetings there, and he said, well, I got a couple meetings at the game, and these people I think will be good for you to meet. I said, sure.
And you were the only one from the team that went, or were there other people? I know you were the only interview.
I wasn't at a team then.
No, I'm saying the interview was his staff, his production. Like you have camera people, producers, etc. So the production is over. Did he not only apprise you that he was going and invited you, were there other production people?
Well,
because we all have gone out together after production.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, again, you have production people and everything, all that other good stuff. Anton does everything himself.
Yes.
And I do mean all of it. Unless sometimes, like if he has something else going on, there may be another person there because they maybe have to help him with something else. But if it's only like one thing that he's doing outside of his own videos,
sure,
it's only him.
So his wife wasn't there.
Listen to me now. This woman do not know how to speak. The same later in this video, she's going to go, I don't want to speak about my husband. She still speaks about her husband. Right there. What are you saying right there? Right here, she says that Anton does everything by himself, right? And no assistant or nothing. Then later, she's going to say that Rita's the one that does all of these things, and he actually has an assistant. This woman is talking out of three sides of her face, y'all. She has no media training. I don't know why she did this interview. She's a plum fool for doing this interview. No disrespect to her, because I don't run around disrespecting women all day. But this man cooked her up. He sliced through the lies in a Christian Dior tie. Sandals of Jesus, he did.
And this one, no.
Right. So you flew out for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
You went to his studio or place of production.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all did an interview, and it's just you guys. Correct.
So I flew to Detroit, got to the hotel, okay, got to the studio.
He booked a hotel for you, the location.
Correct.
Okay.
Got to the studio. His wife came past the studio. That's when I first met her.
Sure.
But she did not stay.
Okay. Let me ask you this, and I'm not trying to be too investigatory, but it gives foundation.
Mm-hmm.
How far is the hotel from the studio and from his home, if you knew that?
I've never been to his home. So
well, you don't have to go to a person's home.
You said from his home, so
yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know that. Okay, fair enough. From the studio. Give or take 5, 10, 15 minutes or more.
I say maybe 10 or 15.
Okay, 10 or 15. So then he says...
It's all downtown.
It's all downtown. So he says, hey, I got this business meeting. I'm going to this game. Would you like to go with me?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you said yes, because you weren't forced into going.
Not I got this game. I got this meeting.
I had this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I'm looking at this picture, are you all on the floor at a basketball game?
Correct, that's the floor.
Okay, at a basketball game.
Correct.
So you went to a basketball game. Did you watch the game?
No, this picture right here, we probably sat on this court maybe 10 minutes.
Oh,
we
I
were
see.
in the back.
So a meeting, and then y'all just went on the floor to take a picture.
No, we just went on the floor, and we sat there maybe 10 minutes, and then they had their,
sat there 10 minutes to watch a game. For 10 minutes?
He wanted to see a little bit of the game. Sat there maybe about 10 minutes. The quarter ended, went right back.
She talking about, watch, she gonna tell it for herself, y'all. She met all these powerful people, ex-mayor Mike Duggan. She didn't say the name, but that was the ex-mayor of Detroit at the time, Mike Duggan or whatever his name is. Whoever's there, she done named people, putting people in places. For what reason she's placing people here? She could have just said important people were there, right? She's gonna go through all of that. What part did she play in all of these meetings? Because Anton was going to the back of the place of the building, but coming to the front to come sit at courtside. What part did she play? She had nothing to do with this meeting. Probably never got in contact with any of these people to further her career. So only thing she was there for was what? We went to elementary school, y'all. I know some of y'all got college degrees. Slow your ass down. Uda ain't there yet. I'm just saying. Show and tell, y'all.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right
Show
there.
and tell. He bought her ass there for show and tell. I said, no, I swear for God he didn't. Oh, yes, he did, child. Damn.
To the back.
Okay, and was his wife invited with you guys to the business meeting?
I don't know if she was invited or not.
Was she there?
If she was there, no.
She was not there.
Mm-mm.
Okay. In that moment, did you feel awkward?
No, because I was there for a meeting. So
but you had nothing to do with the meeting, right?
Let me finish.
Sure.
I was there for a meeting, right? So he's already having his business dealings, whatever he's going to do. You're in business. You're in this crowd.
Sure.
You absolutely understand that there are networking opportunities. If I know so-and-so and I bring you with me and so-and-so sees you,
correct.
Oh, you can make networking opportunities. And you also know that it does not happen in a vacuum. It does not happen in offices.
Correct.
It does not happen. You can be at the golfing. You can be at the NBA games, correct. All types of things. So again, kind of like, just like the thing we were talking about with it just being the fact that it's just that person that is the business entity. I also think that when people don't know business or people have never experienced what it's like to network, especially with people that are upper echelon, they don't understand that these things don't happen in just offices. These things don't happen in a particular place. So there are a lot of high rollers and business people. Like there were people there that were part of the NBA.
Sure.
The guy that owns the actual arena.
Yeah. Yeah.
All there.
Yeah.
All.
But what do them people got to do with you, miss? You there as a show pony. You know, Udo don't like disrespecting the ladies, but let's keep it a gangster with each other. I got a daughter. I'm not here to capture her ass at all. We're going to say what the hell shit is. Okay? The fuck? My beginnings ain't rosy. So we keeping this shit a whole stack. What is wrong with her? Why did she do this interview? And watch, I think Anton Daniels is going to cook her behind this interview, man. I think she exposed too much, and I think Anton's going to throw her under the bus, man. I swear, I will never get that apology that she so wanted from him. I bet you. I believe in my own bet. I don't know what he's going to do, but I think he's going to cook her in some way.
The mayor, like, all there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The former mayor.
The former mayor, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the difference, and you know,
President, I can't. Why your ass ain't about object? You better hurry your ass up. Don't play with Uda. Uda's a shooter. I'm not these punk ass niggas online. These niggas run around lovers of bed. Not Uda. Everybody know Uda love the ladies. I took LL name. Come here. The ladies love Uda. Not you no more, sir. You in CSI. I'm the one that's on their case, beating their case. Not you, LL.
Oh no, you can't
Not
be serious. That is some bullshit right
Uda
there.
on the case. Y'all ain't see me at the trial? Go back and watch that shit, nigga.
this because we work together.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to how critical it is for the male that you're working with, particularly when it's sort of independent and we are being seen and these sort of pictures come about. It's important to meet and know your husband. And I'm not saying he isn't a man of character because I don't know.
Yo, look, listen to me. You know, Uda's not a hater. Uda's a real one, right? We watching the video. If I tell you what this shit is, you about to run and go watch it. Look at how much Uda's not a hater, because this man needs to be celebrated. This man needs to be studied. We need to push the highest of us up to the top, because this man did the most flawless conversation with Micca. He asked all of the questions that we wouldn't be able to answer, or ask her, because some of us be emotional. Some of us think we know too much. He really don't know as much. So he's asking all the real questions, walking down his target on King Von vibes. This nigga is King Von in a blue suede suit with a gold motherfucking shirt and a Christian Dior tie to match with it. I ain't never got to see them shoes, but them shoes probably gold too. This brand probably walking on a yellow brick road. Swift for Jesus.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That is some
Swift for Jesus
bullshit
and God.
right
And
there.
Jesus sandals. I never lie on my uncle's sandals. on my uncle's sandals. This man is serious.
I'm not here to vilify him. I'm just going based off how things look and what the concerns have been in the public. And
Talk perspective with Orlando. This man name is Orlando. He works with Fox. So when Micca was working with Fox, he was the one that actually was working with her. I think he's the one that brought her into Fox. If I'm not mistaken, I think he had something to do with that. He actually met Micca's husband in real life. That's why he's giving us so much pushback. He's like, yo, how this man never met your man? But I met your man when he came. He came to parties. He popped up when I was there. So what the hell is going on? Why this man can't meet your husband? Why this man can't speak to your husband? And him and the husband is cool. So that's why I think that he spoke to the husband and say, yo, look, I'm going to do an interview. You know how I conduct my interviews. Yo, can I give a pushback? What's up? Because, you know what I mean? This is y'all relationship. And the husband, in my own opinion, said, you know what? Push back because I think that he wants to get to the truth. Being honest, bro.
I can understand, but that's why I don't mind. That's why I don't mind talking about it, because there's nothing nefarious that I ever had going on. And again, I never do anything unless my husband knows.
so your husband knew that you were going to this business meeting.
My husband knew that I was where I was.
No, let's be.
Yo, listen, y'all got kids. You're going to ask your kid a question. Your kid is going to try to do some shit like this. When I say I don't beat my kids, but I might have reached for a switch behind this shit. I don't beat my kids. I swear to God, swear for Jesus or my uncle. I don't beat my children. You watch people's eyes. We always watching what people say. No. Communication is body language and everything else is probably 90%. Everything else, the words is probably a couple percent. That's it. You watch people's eyes. You watch their mannerisms. You compare it to how they used to speak to you. You compare it to how they speak to you when they're happy, when they're sad. You compare everything. But when you just look at her eyes, she really doesn't want to make eye contact with this man because this man is slicing through the lies in the Christian Dior tie. But when he asked her this question, watch how she stutter. I can tell you're lying because when you're denying. Yep, stutter. Watch.
Nothing nefarious that I ever had going on. And again, I never do anything unless my husband knows.
So your husband knew that you were going to this business meeting.
My husband knew that I was where I was.
No, that's
My husband do. You ever seen the water boy? My mama said. My mama said that happiness is like rays of sunshine to come down when you're feeling blue. Who is an avid movie watcher? Been in a few movies myself in real life. No Charles Bronson.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
This man been through a war too.
Let's be very clear with language. So I want to be clear with my question. Okay. Did your husband know that after the show, the interview was over, you were going to a basketball, not a basketball, you were going to a meeting at an arena where a basketball game was?
I don't remember if I told him before or after, but I did tell my husband. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you told him, but of course. When you say you don't remember before or after, is it fair to say you told him after?
No, it's not fair.
Because how do you not remember that?
Because I don't remember everything about that day.
No, but you're a married woman who goes, and I want to be fair to you, but I want us
because to me, everything that I'm doing is business. So again,
but a married woman doesn't forget if she told her husband she went somewhere before or after.
A married woman, bro. Is that not real? This man is sharp, man. Not just his Steve Harvey lineup. You know what I mean? That's sharper than a motherfucker. Dude, don't leave that be. But this man asked the realest thing. He said, as a married woman, right? So you might not remember a specific day as a married woman, right? But you conduct and carry yourself the way you carry yourself any day. So even when a rumor could fly, you be like, get the hell out of here. That's not me, because you know how you carry yourself as a woman every single day. You know you communicate with your husband. You know the husband is communicating with his wife. Why are y'all two separate minds? the point of marriage is that y'all become one mind, one body, one soul, and one anything else that y'all become. But most definitely y'all coming from one mind, at least coming from one talking place. Even the people that don't agree. Bill Clinton said, I did not have relations with that woman. But Hillary was on the vibes. They was on same timing though, bro. Regardless of the fact they was on the same type timing. So why are you and your husband not on the one mind? I just don't understand.
I'm trying to pinpoint a time frame, and I'm telling you, I don't remember my time frame.
Not a time frame.
I tell my husband everything. So yes, I did, and I posted this. This is my picture.
Yes.
So again, if I was trying to hide it, if I didn't want my husband to know it, I would have never posted.
So you think posting it makes you innocuous?
No, I'm telling you that I don't hide anything. I have nothing to hide. And so if I wanted to hide something from my spouse, I would have never.
Let's look at the next picture. I thought the next picture was really, really interesting. And in this next picture.
But wait, why are you leaving that one? Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving that one?
What is there more you want to expound?
No, but it's something that you want to expound on, because
you said why I'm leaving that picture to go to the next one? Because I felt like you gave clarity. What I heard you
listen to this now. Y'all listen to me. Y'all listen to me, y'all. I love y'all people. Swear I love my people. Regardless if I'm kind of, when I'm ready. Sorry. I got things to change too. Everybody got things to change. Listen to me though. This man, look at how she said, remember, she was trying to skip. She said, why are you trying to skip to the next picture? This man is about to break it down. Why? Let me show you how you chew a motherfucker up quick without saying shit. And then the motherfucker agree with you because you just chewed them up. Watch this. Swear to God and Jesus. On my uncle. Look.
Say was, it wasn't a basketball game I was invited to.
Correct.
I was invited to a business meeting.
Correct.
I heard you say I went for an interview, and after the interview, I was asked and I accepted the offer.
Okay.
I heard you say that I apprised my husband, or you told your husband this is where you were going. You couldn't remember if it was before or after, but either way, your husband knew. And the final thing you said was you posted the picture.
Correct.
I have nothing further. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Next picture. I was flabbergasted by this picture.
Okay, tell me why.
Because there's no way my wife would be physically touching, leaning on a married man, leaning on a single man, leaning on another man in a way that suggests I'm feeling you, I like you. This is really some sort of.
Why do you think that says I'm feeling you?
Even if it doesn't say I'm feeling you.
Women in the chat. Women in the chat. What does that picture display to you? If this man is your husband, not your boyfriend, not your boy toy, this man is your husband, this woman is leaned up on him like this in a picture. She says she don't know the difference. On my last video yesterday when I did a reaction to this, I told you I was the first one. This video that here, Talk Perspective, had 100 views. Can't believe this shit that I found it. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? This man right here is sharp. Micca is talking to us in circles. She is caping and she is capping for Anton Daniels. Okay. She has no reason to cape or cap for Anton Daniels. Towards the end of this interview, she actually starts to say some real genuine truth that I could really resonate with from her. Real shit. Because she did have a part to play. But through this video, we don't see no accountability. And you want to feel bad for her husband, but I cannot feel bad for her husband because you know why? As a husband, as a wife, we need to make sure that we checking on ours. We got to be taking care of ours. We can't be leaving nothing up to chance. And you leaving so much in the air that even if there's a narrative, it all can play into it. All the pictures, all of these different things just play right into the narrative. And Anton ain't do nothing to change that narrative. So there's no reason for you to cape and cap and act like an Antonite. Unless under that hair, you could pull off that wig. It's a wig. I don't know if you had a wig, sis. I don't think that's a wig. But if you could pull off that hair and it's a bald head, then I would say, okay, you're an Antonite, sister. My bad. Let me get out the way of the Antonites. But you ain't got no reason to be holding this down, sister. Speak up for you. Speak up for what you respect.
I don't want my wife.
Why do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that suggests that I'm I'm feeling you because
okay, let's
hold on. No, hold on. The reason why I'm asking you, the reason why I'm asking you is I have tons of pictures of our former co-hosts.
Yep.
With the same lean, everything.
But here's the difference.
Hold on.
Yes.
And that person is also a male. All right. And we have a working relationship and it's the same exact type of picture.
But here's the disrespect. This is a married man that you are physically leaning into.
I'm not leaning into.
That to me,
I'm not leaning into.
To me, and
there's space there.
Here's my perspective of it. There's a gap between it, but I'm looking at how you have a smile on your face. This is just my perspective. Your eyes look seductive. Just my perspective. And your arm is relaxed on his upper shoulder.
Correct.
And I would never imagine a married woman leaning on a business male partner that way. That to me is inappropriate. That's if you were my wife, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract with him.
Why she? Okay. Why is she so defensive though, bro? The man is doing his job. He's an interviewer. He's trying to ask questions, ask the tough questions. Yet she's okay. Listen to when a person's speaking to you, man. They so defensive. You might just say, you know what? I don't want to talk to you no more, bro. Because you don't really want to talk. If a person's doing that, they don't really want to talk. They're not talking to listen. They're talking to respond to you or to say some shit to make you believe some shit they about to say. It's just basic stuff, man. I mean, it's just basic stuff. Basic. Look.
Your eyes look seductive. Just my perspective. And your arm is relaxed on his upper shoulder.
Correct.
And I would never imagine a married woman leaning on a business male partner that way. That to me.
She don't know the difference, okay? I did this yesterday on my video, on my last live that I did with this video, okay? I did this on my last video. We go into her Instagram, okay? Let me make sure y'all see the Instagram. Cool. Look at me, y'all. She knows the difference. Don't play with me, woman. Stop playing me. And I tried that bullshit before. That shit ain't help me. Chick done bust me in my head with an elephant statue on some dumb shit. Telling you, bro, them shits don't work, brother. Don't use the lies that Micca's trying right now. They never work for me, bro. And black men don't cheat. So just put that part with the rest of my story. But look, this guy's very important. This is Donaldson. Remember, they saying this man a tether. He's a tether. Because I think he's Jamaican, I think. But he acting like he's supposed to be the one that represent black issues, right? So some black Americans have an issue with this guy. I never even knew who he was. But I've learned about it from FBA people, and they talk about this guy. But look, he's an important person. But look, this is a very decent picture. We can't say there's nothing untoward happening there, right? Boom. Let's just go down if there's any other guys. So we know the difference in between how you posing with a man. And we also know that her husband's not on here. And she said that the interviewer knows why her husband's not on here based on his job, I guess. This is another guy, DC, whatever the case. She's working with this guy. This is pretty cool. You can't say this is too much, right? Ain't nothing untoward. You could try to drag it if you want to, but what is there to drag here? So we could see that there's a level of respect. But this is where it got me, y'all.
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That's some bullshit
this where it got me,
right there.
This is Fat Gleesh. He's a rapper. You know, they always say every bad thing about a goddamn rapper. The man got a double cup in his hand, most likely got some scissor in there. The man got a spliff in his hand on some Bob Marley vibes, probably throwing up some gang signs right here. But yet this picture is respectful, and she's here probably to interview him. You know what I'm saying? And you know the kind of vibe that sometimes chicks and rappers have. But this is still respectful. Even Fat Gleesh respected her in the picture. So what? What's the difference between Fat Gleesh or any of these people and Anton Daniels? So I think she's just being disingenuous when she's saying that, and when she's acting like she don't understand what the hell's going on. But we're going to listen back to this, and I ain't going to try to say too much. I'll be triggered.
It's inappropriate. That's if you were my wife, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract with him. Just because, and I will also feel a little uncomfortable that this gentleman obviously did not either push you away or suggest that we shouldn't take this type of picture. I've never met your husband. I fly you out here once or twice. This is this may not be the first time. So which point was this? Not that it matters if it was the third time, the fourth time.
This is the second time.
Oh, goodness. The second time?
This is the second time I'm out there. Not the second time I'm dealing with Anton.
Okay, so and it doesn't matter to me, but what's that gap between the first time you're there, he takes you to a business meeting at a basketball game, and you guys are sitting on the floor like you are
that we're working together? And it's not like that.
Well, that's not working together.
No, go back to what you just said.
Well, is that working together?
No, go back to what you just said.
Which part?
It's not that, no, you said a couple.
Well, pick one.
No, you said sitting on the floor like you are a couple.
Yeah, listen, I'm not.
But you're interjecting your own thoughts, especially.
I'm giving you my perspective.
But your perspective is after I told you. So to put something else there.
Okay, I see. That's fair. Okay, so
but
I think that's a fair point. I don't want to spin it. What I want to say is messaging, imagery is critical because imagery is messaging.
Correct.
And a lot of times on a jumbotron at a game, we often see couples, whether you're high up or you're on the floor. A lot of times when people are on the floor, you see.
Do you sit at the game?
Do I sit at the game?
Correct.
Yes.
Do you sit at the game on the floor?
I have.
No. Do you all the time?
No.
Okay. All right. So who has?
She reaching for a point all the time. You need all these specifics. And he lit in his own right. He a news guy. Like, relax, lady. They pay me to go to these places. I don't even have to pay. He's a news guy. He works with Fox. Come on, bro. I was at the trial with people that work from the stations. Everything's covered. They food, everything. People run down, bring them water. I was out there hot as hell. One of they people bought me a goddamn water. Thank you, Jesus, for him. So don't listen.
Have you met at these games on the floor?
This is my show, not yours. I'm not answering the question.
Oh, okay. And the reason
if I come on your show, then we can get into that.
However,
I'm
but
not
the reason I asked you is to give perspective, right?
Yes.
Because what I found, okay, because I'm usually in the skybox.
Yes.
When I'm here in DC, I'm in my box. I don't like to be down on the floor. That's not my thing.
Sure.
On the floor, there are family members there. They are some of those people. A lot of them are like business seats.
Yep.
So anybody from these law firms, offices, are down there on the floor.
Yep.
That I've never known who sits down on the floor because I don't care and I don't sit there, right? But by being there, I found out who was actually down there, family members, business partners, all of that. That's what I met.
Listen,
so hold on.
Yes.
So again, I'm not disputing your perspective as far as people that don't know.
Yeah.
Right? That's fair. But when you are in that world and you are in the know, and you know more than just the I would say the popular culture of who might sit down there, right? Because you might see your favorite rapper, things like that. But all those people that are sitting beside the rapper, you absolutely don't know why they're there.
But two married people shouldn't be sitting together without.
Facts. This man he not going. This is the definition of not going, homie.
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
It's something about how he says sure, though. You ever seen the Michael Jordan meme? Sure. Get some help. It's just something about how he says the word sure. When he says it again, because he's going to say it about 5-10 more times. When he says it again, just think of Michael Jordan when he has his hand on his, he says, sure. Get some help. Trust me.
Their spouses.
No. Now, see, and here we are again with you going back to something that's not, because you are essentially saying that I cannot do any business dealings with somebody that is in business because that person is married.
No, what I'm saying is somebody who's never met your husband.
Because if I go out with you or anybody
and
else,
I met your husband.
Okay, but
the former host has met your husband.
We've already talked about that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying because you don't know. You don't know when you're looking at that picture. You don't know if he met him or not.
I know he hasn't met your husband. When I looked at that, when I looked at that picture, let me, and maybe because I have inside knowledge.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why.
So my point is, you don't know.
But it does, I don't have to know to know that that's inappropriate. Let me say this. And maybe you just don't see it. You can't see how this could be construed.
That's not what I said.
Okay,
we just talked.
Okay, so do you see this as being inappropriate?
We just talked about what it can look like imagery.
So let me ask you, forget the imagery. Is this inappropriate to you?
From my perspective, it wasn't, because that's not what I was doing. But I told you, I can understand why people might have thought that, but I literally did not have anything going on or anything. Like, there's nothing inappropriate going on. So me just leaning didn't seem like an issue to me.
Okay, so here's some hard questions I really, really need to ask you. First one is, it may not be as hard, but here it is. Are you going to continue working with Anton?
Well, I do not. Well, I have not been on after hours since the whole incident happened.
That's not answering my question.
I'm not finished.
Okay.
So I haven't been on after hours since the incident happened. And
Snooty? Damn. May I ask you a simple question, Everything is a circle. Everything is running around in a circle. Me personally, regardless, even if, because she has a part to play in this, so she's not absolved or innocent in this situation, right? But even if you want to make a real case for Micca, right? Then I mean, you got to step out on that ledge and not hold no hands for or with Anton, and don't cape for him. Say what the situation is. Say how you probably fell short, probably being foolish in your ways. Just keep it real, whether people grill you for the rest of the stuff that you may not say, that you may omit. Regardless, take some accountability here and don't be the same thing. That's why I just feel like Anton is going to kind of cook her, because she also exposed things about his business, and she's talked about things that's going to be a conversation for a little bit longer on YouTube right now.
I felt that, there were a lot of things that I did not like about everything that went on. So with that, I decided to pull away from the show. So no, I am not.
Is that a permanent termination?
I am not.
Permanent termination?
Yes. I was only doing one show.
Okay, so you're no longer a part of it. Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No. Hold on. No.
Okay. Any sexual relations?
No. It's always been strictly professional. And no. Hold on. No.
Okay. Ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No. Hold on. No.
Okay. Any sexual relations?
No. It's always been strictly professional. And
you could be professionally sexual.
Oh, I would know.
Well, that's
so again, it's always been strictly professional. Strictly professional. Like I said, Anton has a persona online.
Okay.
I get his persona online, but personally, Anton.
So that mean that you cape for his persona online, even if it's disrespecting you, even if it's disrespecting women, regardless of what he says. When he says that a woman that's under my covering, I should have access or whatever option to have access to her box or her vagina or whatever the case may be. You were on that panel. You didn't give him no pushback. So at the end of the day, as a married woman, because we understand that you're married now. So you're not giving this man no pushback. You're playing into whatever you think this man's persona is. But now you even playing into that man's persona has now caused you to be in a situation like you and him got something going on. That's how much you played into the persona. But yet you're still caping and making excuses for this man's persona. Why would you be doing these things? I just don't understand why she's doing that. Why? What reason does she have to do this? she's going to say, you see, this man is sharp. He said, professionally sexual. I never even heard of no shit like that. Men, I want y'all to take notes. The man said professionally sexual. And she said, no, but y'all supposed to be professional. But Anton compliments your body. He's talking about how you look and all these other things. You're a married woman. You got your own covering already. You have a husband, regardless of what. What are we talking about? Why do you need to be under another man's covering when you have a man that is your covering, regardless of who this man is or what any of us or anybody thinks about this man? It's about what you think about this man. What type of respect is this for your man? Take Anton off the plate for a second, because he fooled. But I'm just saying. Come on, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. Sorry, son. And to the Antonite, she about to say something about y'all. She said that she's the only person that wanted to make content outside of Anton. So y'all is all Antonites. She's the only one that wanted to make content outside of Anton Daniels. And that's what made her exempt or special. Come on, bro. She said things that we ain't hear no Antonite saying. So Slimmy, you better start saying some shit or change your name from Simmy Sled to Slimmy ain't said shit. Straight.
Hasn't done that to me.
Okay. What happened between him and Corey Holcomb? Because the 5150 show, from what we all saw, you were there with Anton, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see you, but clearly Corey said your name. And I even saw a video that he said Micca can come and do the show. She could come here. I would love for her to come. What happened that was not visible to the public that you can share? Like, we saw a lot, but was there anything behind the scenes? Were the guys agitated initially? I remember, I think I saw something where you said that it was actually on your own show. You said, hey, Corey shook my hand. I met him and he knew I was there. What happened?
She need that damn water.
Okay, so we got to the studio and
let's back up a little.
okay.
Again, here's another invitation, correct? It's another invitation from Anton, an invitation.
No. Well, no.
Corey, did Corey invite you?
No. So this is how this rolled out.
Sure.
So Anton decided to put together a podcast tour that he was going to do, and that he's still on, actually, that he was going to go to different locations. Cool. I am the only person on Anton's program that is an actual content creator, not a panelist, not a guest. I'm an actual content creator. So,
why are you the only one?
Because I'm the only one that wants to do content outside of Anton.
Are you the only beautiful one on his team?
That's subjective.
But
there's other pretty women there. But whatever you think, that's what you think. But there's other women.
Do you think you look better than his wife?
No, I'm not going to answer that question because that's just
no. I mean, again, these are things that was
that. If that ain't shade, I don't know what the sunshine look like.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
If that ain't shade, I don't know what sun looks like. The man asked you, do you think you look better than his wife? You say you're not going to answer that. What are you talking about? Is that a good answer? That means you look better than his wife. Right? She's a beautiful woman. Don't do that. Do something like that. Now, I mean, I'm a woman. Don't do that with me. We women, you know what I mean? You got to pull your woman card there. Like, you ain't never going to pull a woman card? Nothing? I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid, bro. I'm just saying, that's where you pull the woman card at, right? I think she kind of played Rita right there. If you don't, I'm not going to answer that. What do you mean you're not going to answer that? That's weird.
Sent to me, people have said, can you please ask her how she feels?
Why would I answer that? Why would I subject another woman to answering something that is absolutely insane?
But fair enough. Go ahead.
And it's disrespectful.
And that picture was disrespectful.
But she was there.
She was there at the second one?
Yes.
That second picture?
Yes.
Did she take the picture of you leaning on her husband?
I sent you the video. Why play that?
I'll show that video when she was sitting on.
Press run. Let's see the video, y'all.
His lap.
And what were we doing in the video?
I think I saw you in the back, and maybe y'all were doing a show or something.
Yeah, we were doing an after-hour show.
And he told his wife to come on over and sit down. But
now,
I think you're using
no.
That isolated.
No, that's not isolated. That was the entire day. So
no, I mean isolated your history with him.
No.
Okay.
That the only one that she has that she wasn't at was the first one at the game. Outside of that, Rita is there. Now, I'm not in charge of her schedule.
And that's even scarier.
She's there most of the time, which is
I just think it's scarier
99.99% of the time.
I don't.
But a lot of the business dealing, she does the emails. She does the scheduling because she actually scheduled my flight.
Sure.
She does those. So Anton is not the person.
So she's saying Anton is not the person. But remember before I told you, she said that Anton does everything by himself and he don't got no assistant or whatever. He does everything by himself. But now she's going to say Rita, she's going to give all this credit to Rita. And she's going to say that Rita does all these things and Anton really doesn't do it by himself. You see what I mean? How she's like double talking. She's saying too much at times. And at times she needs to say something. She's not saying something. And this is why this interview is not good. And shout out to this man for a flawless interview, a masterclass that he put on right here. Shout out to him for real, bro.
And that actually does it. He has an assistant, but a lot of the times his wife does it.
Yeah. And you do have husband-wife business partners. Yeah.
Tons of them.
Yeah. And sometimes those individuals, wife or husband, can be accepting of different arrangements.
Okay, but what does that have to do with me? My arrangement is business and personal.
Right, that's what I mean.
Personal.
That's what I mean. That arrangement. Yeah.
So no, it's not an arrangement. It's an actual business.
No, it's an arrangement
words
by
matter.
a contract.
Words matter.
Yeah.
And the
I'm very fastidious when it comes to
I know.
Is a contract an arrangement? This is a business arrangement. Automatically, her mind is on defense mode and it goes to the other way. Is that her being defensive, or is that just him saying? He said your arrangement. Y'all have an arrangement. This is a business arrangement.
And and you're also a fast talker. So I pick up on it.
I'm not that fast.
You fast, but I listen.
Sure.
However, no, she does a lot of the bookings, so she knows who's coming in and out and things like that. But like I said, that last one that we were just talking about, she was there the entire time. That's why in the video I sent you, she just came on in. She had been sitting there the entire day.
Okay, going back to Corey. So you were there, you arrived, and the show starts.
No.
Well, let's skip past everything else and just get to the crux of it.
Okay.
What do you think really set off either Corey or Anton?
At what part?
At any part. You were there, so you may have witnessed or have seen characteristics that could have been combustible and sort of inflamed them.
I think both of them set each other off because you have two men that are good at what they do, two men that are trying to get their point of view across as what is the best view.
Sure.
And they don't not only not agree on political things, they don't agree on certain values.
But what's the issue? Because it seems like Corey doesn't like that Anton allegedly espouses white America's thinking, or he minimizes Black people, or his role as a conservative prowess, if you will, seems to demean and diminish the light of Black Americans. And Corey is perturbed and turned off by that. And Corey, therefore, or maybe Anton Corey said something about sucking, male parts or something. And I think what actually happened? I can't remember who said what.
So
I think Corey said kissing
white people's
behind. Yeah.
And then Anton said, well, you sucked of Black people.
Yes.
And he just didn't like the sucking comment.
Yeah. Now I was disturbed that honestly Corey was that upset. I mean, I get the respectability component.
I thought it was just a bat, because you just said, I kiss somebody's butt, so I'm just upping this one. Well, you do this to Black people, and a lot of people, use that.
Yeah, but in the urban Black community, you can't say to another man, suck something. But I also think Anton had a right to say what he said about, you can't tell me that I'm kissing somebody's behind.
Correct. And you can't tell somebody how they feel about the disrespectful comment.
That's correct.
Some people may not feel that, oh, well, saying you kiss white man's, but if you feel the way Corey feels, then maybe you don't, because you think it's appropriate.
I think Anton handled that so respectfully.
I thought the exchange, was warranted how both of them went, but I didn't think it needed to be elevated to where.
And I say respectfully in the sense that Anton didn't allow it to get physical, because I thought Corey was about to dog him. When if Anton had said one more time what Corey told him not to say, for some reason I thought, wow, he may punch him. But then I was disappointed to see two Black men.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it. One, because there were myself and Darlene and other females in the studio.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. Especially with men, I think you should be able to handle things cordially.
Why did Corey call you a bitch?
I don't know why he called me one, honestly.
Yeah. Are you going on the show? Will you go?
Am I going on his show? No, not to my knowledge.
But I think publicly he said Micca could come. If Corey invited you to 50-51, will you show up?
Probably not. And the reason why I say that is the same way, I can accept an apology. I can accept somebody saying a wrongdoing. I accept people make mistakes, and I'm not putting that above anything. But I understand what that show is now, and so I don't think I fit the audience too much, and I don't think I would provide any value.
What is it that you want people to walk away with today? What truth do you want people to walk away with? And what more do you want to say about all of what we discussed today? Anton, Corey, your business relationship, your husband. We've touched on so many categories. So let's start with the first one. What truth do you want people to walk away with?
Not what truth. There's only the truth.
Sure.
The truth really honestly is that there are lessons. There are...
Oh, this is good. I love lessons. What's the lesson that you extracted from this experience? Because your life was speaking to you. Do you understand that?
I learned a valuable lesson. Outside of your wordsmithing, outside of your wordsmithing, I do think it is important for your spouse to meet everybody. Right?
Thank God we made progress.
Oh no, I wasn't ever not agreeing with you.
Sure.
I just still wanted you to understand that there wasn't anything nefarious.
Listen, we just gonna listen out, all right? I don't want to talk too much because I'd be triggered. I'd be wanting to talk too goddamn much. But look, we just want to remember this one point right here because she's gonna speak again on it. This is another example of how I'm saying that she keeps speaking in circles and keeps stepping over her own words. Because right now, the first thing that she said as a lesson, he says, I like lessons. Like he's throwing her off her game when he's doing things like this. But she says her husband, you know what I'm saying? Her husband should be more involved, which I think that's a real takeaway. And especially as one of the first takeaways, I think that's very, very important for her, especially as a married woman and for anything, you know what I'm saying? But later we're going to see if that's still the same first thing when she speaks again, all right? Salute to everybody. Y'all drop a like and hit the polls, all right?
It's there.
Yeah. On whose part?
On
Yours, because you can't speak for anyone else.
Correct.
Yes.
But so I didn't want that to be misconstrued in what you were asking.
Sure.
But I do think it's important because, you know, if and not that he would even be online talk, because he's not going to do that.
Sure.
But just to be able to have that sense of, if something like this happens, you understand, other people can have an understanding that, you know, that person definitely knows what's going on, even though he does. Absolutely. I've told him this, that, and third goes on. This is what we're doing. This is the paperwork with this, blah, 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 whatever. But when you have somebody, you know, like you or others that are asking questions, I don't have to try to defend something that isn't happening, that absolutely isn't happening. And so I think the best way to put it is not having to make something a thing when it's not a thing. And not having to have things appear a way, because I can tell you in each one of those pictures, that's literally just chilling
And
the entire time.
And most importantly, if I can impose, most importantly, making your family a priority, making your husband
my family is definitely a priority.
Well, again, we're talking about imagery. The public doesn't know behind the scenes. You're a public figure. You do a show, I do a show, you put things out there, and you have to be responsible for the images that you put out, but also the images that you are participating in, and be a very conscious, clear, and very divine woman who walks with the knowledge of knowing that any man that you deal with as a married woman should meet your husband if it's a contractual ongoing relationship. It doesn't mean that some new guy starts working at the job, your husband needs to know. No, but if you're doing business and if this person you're opening your life up to, you're flying somewhere, God forbid you could have flown somewhere and that would have been your last flight.
Well, I mean, that can happen regardless whether my husband meets somebody or not.
Yeah, but it's critical to have your husband an integral.
But how defensive can she be? I don't want to talk too much, y'all. But how defensive can she be? The man just said a true statement, man. That could have been your last flight. God forbid. You know what I mean? She's going to say, but that can't happen. What the hell's going on here, bro? Yo, go ahead, y'all.
Part of your decisions when you're out here making them.
And he's still, and my husband's very much a part of my decisions, because again, I don't move. Yeah. And that's, I have to explain to my husband where I'm going. I don't get to just get up and go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so that's always there. But what I'm talking about, one, the public wouldn't even know whether I did or didn't.
Yeah.
So me giving you this interview and telling you that it's something that the public would never even know.
Yeah. But let's remove the public thinking for a second and just perhaps think about maybe how your husband felt. I can't. I'm not going to speculate how. Well, let me ask you this: do you think all the images plastered all over social media, he felt good?
I'm not going to do that either.
You're not going to do what?
I'm not going to say what my husband felt like. My husband.
Did you and your husband have a conversation?
Figure, so I'm not going to.
Right. I'm right, but I'm just saying, did you and your husband have a conversation about what he was exposed to? He sees images on social media.
Oh, you mean, okay, so are you talking about this incident?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
Okay, now go ahead and ask
so what I'm saying is when your husband sees these images, What I'm saying is, it's not important what the public sees or thinks, but it's perhaps what your husband and your family feel when they open up
So
the
those,
YouTube.
so those pictures have been sitting there for a year.
Well, not just those pictures. I'm just saying the most recent thing when you went with Anton to Corey's show, and things was just, there was a recent conversation about you being the side chick. So
so that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The images are not.
Yeah, but those
images are not a
images,
thing.
but those images
have been on my
corroborated.
Instagram.
But those images corroborated a narrative that people wanted to put out there.
That they wanted
had something to use.
Well, they have. You can, let me phrase it this way. You can use whatever you want to create a narrative, but again, those images have been on my Instagram for over a year.
And that's a beef I had with you. Why is this man on your Instagram and not your husband?
So I don't want to put that in.
Okay.
But
do you understand?
That pulled me to pulling his mindset in, and he's not sitting here talking.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But no other males. So these are the takeaways. No males on your Instagram.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I don't know, bro. Probably some trouble in paradise the way she looking. Because she looking like she shook up. But it's either you're going to speak about your husband or you're not. She's overstepping and talking herself every time. Listen, I'm not answering no questions about my husband because I can't know how he's going to feel. That's it. You leave it at that. And that moves him on to a whole nother topic. What do you mean? Okay, you talking about that situation? Okay, ask your question. You're opening it up. Why do that? It's crazy, bro.
We have the lessons.
Yes.
And we have
So what was the first lesson again you said you got from this?
Oh, just being, so what the takeaways are: first, lessons, understanding that even though this is all business, this is above board, the public may perceive something a certain way, and you just have to.
Her first lesson has changed, just like I just told y'all a little while ago. Remember, the first lesson is your husband needs to be more involved. Her husband has not spoken to Anton, has not seen Anton, has not placed his Stevie Wonders on Anton Daniels, has not seen his man. And we all know Stevie to see, so let's leave that be. We ain't getting in, that ain't no conspiracy. It's a fact. So look, what the hell is she talking about again? That makes sense to you?
Aware of how they may perceive it, even if it's not that.
Correct.
So not to give the public something to make a thing when it's not a thing, and having to defend a lie, because now when people ask me a question about that situation, it's to defend something that absolutely never happened.
Yeah.
And you cannot defend a lie.
What's the next takeaway?
The next takeaway is just to make sure that it's everything is contractual, right? So even though if me and you are, my manager, just to make sure everything is contractual, even with the third party.
Next takeaway. If there's a next, I don't want to just line them up for you.
No, opposite of that, it's just, honestly, I think just overall.
Here we go. Look, if he ain't reach out to say the next takeaway, she'd have never got to the crux of what we want to hear, This man got to be the one for you to come out and say what you really need to say. She should have been said this, what she's about to say in the beginning of this video.
Or just to make sure that you're just not giving people things that they think are going on, not to let stuff linger, because I'm a very private person.
That's the Pisces in us.
Yeah, I'm a very private person. And again, I'm not doing anything nefarious. And so sometimes when I hear things, I'll say, okay, well, people are gonna just talk. I don't give life to it because it's not true.
Do you like a little bit of the attention?
I've always got attention.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
No, I've
No,
always got.
that's
No,
not
no,
what
no.
I'm asking.
No.
No.
I've always got.
My
and
perspective.
And this is my
The
perspective
question-
of your answer.
Okay, but this what I had to go through being her executive
always-
producer, y'all. This
Hold
what
on.
I had to go
Okay,
through.
so the attention from the negative stuff, absolutely.
No, do you
not.
like attention from men?
No,
Okay.
I like I like attention to what I'm doing.
Are you happily married?
I'm definitely happy.
Are you bored in your marriage?
No,
Okay.
She gonna say no.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
You don't say, I like attention from my man. You don't take that time right there to say, what the hell? I don't need no attention from no dude. I like attention from my man. Your man gives you all the attention. Come on, bro. You would try to go talk to a girl that's walking down the street and she'll tell you that. And she probably ain't even happy.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
Straight. Right in your neighborhood. Walking right to the grocery store to go get a hero and a can of corn or some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Facts. You could bump into a woman, bro. And have that conversation, and she'll tell you that. Why you don't take that time to say that? Think about this, man.
People, you wanted me to ask the questions.
They want you to be messy.
No, listen.
Let's call it. Let's call it thing.
Okay.
A thing. They want you to be messy. They want you to hold on. This is the internet. They want you to be messy. They want you to be all in my business, and they want you to get something out of me that isn't there. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem in my marriage. Most of y'all didn't even know I was married because this is why. And two, outside of entertainment, just like y'all, your girl Beyonce, it's none of your damn business.
Yes, she keeps
what
it tight
is there?
sealed.
What try to at least before the elevator.
Yeah.
But my point is the general public is only with anybody that's in the public. It's only preview to what.
Now she comparing herself to Beyonce. I swear for Jesus sandals. If this ain't some bullshit, I'm just gonna leave it be, y'all. Beyonce, you know.
You let them know. Now, a lot of them want to dig. A lot of them want to, find something salacious, this and that. That's fine because people like drama. But
well, do you think it was embarrassing to your husband?
To do what?
No, not to do anything. Do you think the
headline?
the memes, the headlines?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was embarrassing to me because it wasn't true.
Yeah. Did he express to you how he felt?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, it was embarrassing to me because it wasn't true.
What did he say?
About
how he felt.
He didn't like it, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And
is that the reason why you walked away from the show with Anton?
No.
What was that reason? We're going to close this out. What was that reason why you walked away?
No, the reason why I chose to walk away is one, it wasn't true, but I don't need.
What was it true? The side chick?
Yes.
Okay.
The headline wasn't true. It was, and Corey said this out of his own mouth. I was just trying to get at he called him the N-word.
Sure.
And I understood it. I was the person caught in between, the casualty, whatever. But when somebody of that caliber says something and the general public doesn't know much about you, they can create all types of narratives.
Yep.
And so because they don't know much about me and they know Anton, he can get up on a platform and say, well, this is what it is, and so on and so on. When Anton spoke the next day, which was fine because it had just happened. But when he spoke the next day, he was, so hype and boisterous from, what was happening with him, that he didn't properly address what had happened to me. And being that I wasn't on camera, I didn't have a voice. And so I depended on the person that I trust to be my voice.
Advocate,
And also being that you are on a big platform, everybody, for the most part knows Anton. So when you go to, it's either you don't speak about it or you speak about it. And when he went to speak about it, he didn't advocate. He only still boistered towards whatever Corey had to say. And I get the boistering, but my advocation should have been first.
How did you inform him you were done with the show?
Well,
you call him or email or?
Well, again, I had to process it first. Because again, I had never been involved in something that's everywhere like that. And on top of that, it's a lie. And so I had to process how I wanted to move forward with that. But I called Anton and I spoke to him like I would do when we have any other business dealings.
Sure.
And I told him how I felt, like I'm telling you right now, about avocation and things like that. And from that point on, he called, well, I'm gonna see how you doing with it and such and such. But I just came to a point where I know that certain things aren't going to change because that's his platform, and I wouldn't want somebody to change their platform.
So how did he handle it? Was he just like, okay, if that's your decision, I respect it?
That's exactly what he said.
Okay.
Almost to the T.
Yep.
But he understood.
Will you all remain friends? You're not working together. Will you remain in contact, rather?
Will we remain cordial?
Will you remain in contact with each other?
No, we never had a relationship where he's just calling me just to call, just like we don't go out and chill just to chill.
But he can send you a message on a DM. Like, is he blocked?
No.
So he's not blocked. Okay.
No, he's not.
So he still has access. If he wanted to reach you, he has access.
He's not blocked. He's not blocked.
Yeah.
Because there isn't. I don't have a disdain or something like that for anything he does. And
you just ended your contract.
We just ended the business relationship that we had.
Okay.
And I'm not interested in bashing Anton, and I'm not taking away from what Anton did on the side that helped me with my journey, but everything has a season.
Yep.
And I think just ours have come to an end because at this juncture, I can't trust that you'll advocate for me being the, I was under your covering at the time. And that's what, I have to have in somebody that's a business partner, that's doing, my management or bookings, anything.
And he's never met your husband.
Well,
I don't want to leave that out. I know you lined up everything else, but we need to always keep that a part of your lineup.
Well,
doing business with anybody, they need, particularly male, they need to meet your husband. Because as men,
I already, that was my first thing. That was in the lesson.
Okay, well.
I addressed that already.
Okay, maybe I wasn't just listening as thorough because I wanted to. I just wanted to.
You did because you went on your. See, I listened to you, but that was the first thing I said.
Your husband is my boy. He's a really nice guy, and I want to make sure.
Everybody, but this is the first person that I've actually done business with that was strictly out of town.
Okay.
So again, that was a different dynamic. But again, like I said, I learned a lesson from it to either, I don't know, he has to fly, or the person I'm doing business with has to fly in so they can cordially meet face.
No, the person needs to fly in to meet your husband.
No, I'm saying if I'm going out, maybe he
sure.
flies. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He flies, or the other person can fly in, and then they can cordially meet together in person. But
okay, well,
that's where, you know.
Well, I want to thank you for doing this interview. I think you did a fantastic job. I put you under the heat. I pushed back. You pushed back. You was poised, and I appreciate your posture and wanting to make sure that you gave clarity to what the world and everybody else out there either want to believe, wish to believe, but you were here to annihilate all those negative beliefs. And I think you did it with class. So I want to, again, thank you, and I appreciate you for coming on. Look.
I want y'all to make of this what y'all will. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this whole situation. Do you think that this interview helps Micca? Do you think it exposed the truth of what she feel the truth is? Did it give you some closure of what the situation is? Did it just send you down more of a rabbit hole? Me personally, in my own thought, I think that this interview wasn't good for Micca. I think parts of it, like towards the end when she started to really talk about what she felt, and we could see that towards the end, she was just going into, and she was kind of taking the time with it. You know what I mean? You could say you don't like her or not. You could see a genuine moment where she's actually talking about what's really going on, and she's not dancing around something, and she's not caping for something. You know what I mean? And I'm just looking forward to see how everybody thinks about this. You know what I mean? Not just a bunch of content creators as well, because I expect a lot of people to make some videos on this. But y'all in the comments, you know, I want y'all in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about any part of this whole situation and what you think about it now, because now it's ballooned to something else now. I think in this conversation, she has exposed a few things, you know what I mean? Even things maybe even with her own husband, you know what I mean? But what I think she's exposed as far as how much she gets paid, or maybe how much people get paid. You know, she said that she was the only person that wanted to be a content creator outside of Anton Daniels. So that's a stab at all of the damn Antonites. You know what I'm saying? Straight. Because she said straight up, nobody wanted to make content outside of Anton, right? She said that her husband never spoke to Anton, never met with Anton, never put his Stevie Wonders on Anton. And we all know Stevie could see. Let's leave me be with that. You know what I'm saying? Just leave me be. I ain't got time to argue about shit that we know is true. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just my thing is Anton responds to this, to me, at least, because this happened last night. I doubt today, but maybe in the next 48 hours, I would think that Anton may respond to this. I think he has to do some kind of damage control. I think she spoke too much. But did she speak too much? She's speaking her own lens, right? She's speaking from her own truth. But was this all her truth? She said that she didn't think nothing was wrong. She didn't think the pictures was wrong. She said that she's not leaning up on that man. He said, so what, give me some examples of what you think about flirting. She said, oh, Micca, you so sweet. Oh, Micca, you so cute. And I'm not putting no words in this woman's mouth. I cover transcripts in court cases, so I like to get the words verbatim because I don't like putting no words in nobody's mouth. Bro.
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
How is that flirting? To what, some 5-year-old kids running around flirting with each other? What are you talking about? Oh, you so sweet. Oh, you so cool. You say that to a dog. How is that flirting when them same words, just like that, just the way you saying that, you could say to a dog, your own dog that you love. You don't even have to love the dog to say that. So yet she caped for him there because we know how he talk. He talking like, yo, if you under my covering, I need to have, you know what I'm saying, opportunities to the box and stuff like that. See what I'm saying? And he's complimenting your body, your physique. You're looking phenomenal. And we all understand the realest thing that Anton Daniels cannot dance around. He could dance around all this shit if he wants to. The one thing he can't dance around is this. Now that we got full confirmations, that man called Corey Holcomb a snitch. Okay? He called Corey Holcomb a snitch, right? Said that this man dirty macked him, right? How can somebody, I did the video, go back and see. I said, how can somebody dirty mack you if you're not fucking with shorty? So that's weird. So it looked like you trying to make it look like something anyway, even if, exactly. So when you say Corey snitched on you, you actually snitched on her. Because she got a whole husband, and you rather the world look at you as some pimp player type instead of being real, standing on your Christian values and defending the woman and say, yo, look, because this was the question I brought up in my, she said the same thing I said word for word. She probably watched my goddamn video. Word, I'm telling you. How come you didn't come out the first time to say, listen, man, this woman ain't my side chick. What type of vibe is you on? Don't even try to do that. This woman, me and her is working out. You never did that. You went boistering and doing all the things that she said you did. So when I asked Slimmy, I went and asked Slimmy on Izzy Band's channel. Shout out to Izzy. I went and asked Slimmy, and I don't argue with people. If I'm arguing with somebody, then it's probably warranted. Trust me, I don't argue with it. Bro. And I didn't argue with him. I said, Slimmy, I just want to ask you a question, bro. What do you feel? Listen, bro. It's crazy, bro. I said, what do you feel, Slimmy? Tell me. Do you feel Anton did anything wrong at all, bro? Anything, bro? Slimmy couldn't tell me nothing yet. That's when I invented the name Slimmy and said shit.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That's some bullshit right there.
Obsidian, the man clave, all that shit coming like this. Triggered. Sparta hit you with the kick. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple, bro. I didn't call him no name. No, he's never said shit that's mattering to us. Because even as a friend, even as a parent, you will look at your child and tell your child something that they're doing wrong or whatever the fuck. So why can't we look at any goddamn person on God Green's earth and tell them what the hell they doing wrong? Sometimes we got to look at the mirror for our own selves, and that's a hard look in the mirror. You don't be wanting to believe the bullshit in your own self, and you got to tell yourself that you're doing some shit wrong. But you gonna run around on a PR trip, Slimmy, or any other Antonites. I was trying to be a damn Antonite. Look at what the woman said, man. So if you wasn't saying this for talking to that talking point, what the last point of what she said, Micca, regardless of the whole interview was getting cooked and trashed, whatever, let's talk to the real point, the real crux, because there's still a real thing there. And that showed her real vulnerability, and that showed some real her. So it ain't all bullshit, this interview. She didn't get cooked the whole way. That little part, she was able to really speak from a real place and not dance around what she really felt. And it took her to the very end to explain that. Why? Think about this. She's still defending Anton Daniels, bro. Still, bro. So if Anton really cooked her, he'd be wrong. Even though she exposed some shit. But she still's like defending them still, bro. So it's like, it's one of those ones. It's one of those ones right there. This is one of those ones. But, you know, your husband wasn't involved. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't there. He wasn't there. You met his wife. Like, it's a lot of funny things in this story. You know what I mean? It's a lot of funny moving parts. She even used the word covering when she was speaking about Anton. Go back. He was like, if I was under your covering or someone's covering. And when you go back to Anton speaking about the covering, the day that he said he need access to the box, whatever, if you work with me, he said, if she under my covering, shit. If she's under his covering. So they also using the same wording. So that means you seeing what he kind of said. I don't know if you was using the word covering. Let me not put that on the sister. I don't know if you was using the word covering before, Anton, but what makes sense for you to use that word when you got your own goddamn husband who's supposed to be covering you and you got your own goddamn covering. So obviously you taking somebody else's talking point. Let's keep it real.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
Who ain't that stupid, right? You got her husband. Why is a woman that has her own covering, her own husband, need another man to be her covering at all? That shit don't make sense to me at all. Especially not when y'all supposed to be conservative Christians. And everybody's leading Christian first and all this stuff. And Anton's went so far that he's not even black before he's Christian. She said he got NDAs on all kind of people. Child, girl. She said, so she made it sound like what? Not even just people that he works with. She just said he just got NDAs, right? Why did she say it like that? Why? Yet she says she don't have one. Yet she's tap dancing and tiptoeing around everything. Why we don't believe you got an NDA? I believe she got an NDA. In my own mind, I believe she do. You could say you don't. If you don't, there ain't no clause in there to say that you don't have an NDA. You know what I'm saying? But the way you're talking, you're not talking like a person that's remember, the end part tells you how she really feels. And if she feels like that, like this person disrespected to the point that she feel like he didn't respect me, he went boisterous, knowing that you have a husband, probably got you in some marital issues in your house, helpfully, because you helped to do it too, because you're the one that's married. But I'm just saying though, lead to some more shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have came out to say some shit. So all of that could be a thing. I don't know if that's a thing, but all of that, if it was up to Anton, he wouldn't care if that was something, because he didn't care to respect your husband enough. He didn't care to respect you enough. What type of shit is that? But you didn't even care to respect you enough, Micca. And you didn't even care to respect your husband enough. But you know who you did respect more than both your husband and you? And maybe my Uncle Jesus? I don't want to bring him up. He might come back on our ass right now. Chill. Leave him be. Anton Daniels. It seemed like you defended Anton Daniels more than anybody else. And that's my takeaway from this interview. You know what I mean? I'm not here to cast blame on you and say you this and say you that. I don't believe you slept with him. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? If you did, kudos to y'all and kudos to you. You know what I'm saying? That's just my own lens, because I just don't know what man would do that. If I slept with a woman, why would I want to? You know what I'm saying? If you slept with a woman, you be trying to go the opposite way of people not know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't know. It just don't make sense to me as a man. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that a man would do that. It seems more like a man that hasn't had sex with a woman and is trying to get the allure or the light or how people perceive it. Like kind of back in the days when people used to lie on their dicks and shit, these sticks. You know what I'm saying? Like back in them days when people used to do it. People still doing that is weird, but I'm just saying when we was kids, type shit, when we was young. You know what I mean? It's that same kind of an energy. You want the vibe and the allure like people to think it. So you rather go along with the rumor instead of clipping and killing the rumor and stopping it in its tracks and say, nah, that's my homegirl, bro. Nah, what are you doing? Don't say that. Me and her's cool. Don't even kick that off. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? Even men that could be with a woman, you know what I'm saying, would be saying that. You could be having sex with a woman and you would say that. That's real, right? So why didn't Anton do that? So anybody that's an Antonite, yo, I want y'all to speak to that point. That point was made for y'all, for you. Because y'all was not talking about that. Y'all was talking about this, Corey Holcomb, all this shit. I cooked Corey. I said, Corey ain't shit. Go back to my videos. I said his ass ain't shit. So go back. But come on. What's going on here? I don't know. Y'all get in the comments. Y'all tell me what y'all thinking about this. My question, like on the end of the couple of the other Anton videos that I did, a couple of them. Can Anton change? Does he want to change? Will he change? It's a whole other question. But how do you feel about that? Because I know us as black people, they never give us a chance to change. Once we do shit, we never can change, you know. I do understand that about us. We don't even give each other a chance to change. And some of us ain't shit and don't even want other people to change. It's crazy. We just psychologically twisted. But can he change? What does he say to this? Does he apologize for this? Does he speak towards not being able to protect a woman that you said is under your covering, or for her to feel protected because you being a man and you being a leader, she not even feeling protected? How you feel good about that? Oh, that's what's one of them. She ain't feel protected. That's cool. Kobe and Mike don't like to miss shots. They don't like to lose games. Even if they lose it, they can't sleep. They think about that shit. They won their championship. They won 5 chips, 6 chips, but they think about that shot they missed. They think about the game they lost, even though they won all them other ones. So do you just move on and say, I don't know, that's just one of them games? Or do you think like a Kobe and a Mike to say, damn, son, how I had a woman that was under my little covering and shit like that, and this shit looked crazy. You know what I'm saying, how the fuck, what was I on? So how the other women going to really look at me in a real light to say I'm going to cover them in a real way when you saying so much so your covering should grant you access to their vaginas, sir? Let's keep it real with each other, sir. What type of shit is that? I have a daughter on earth, bro. We have to stop certain thinking, bro. Straight up. If you've been online talking certain ways, especially about kids, stop now. And I'm telling you to stop now. We have to protect our children and all children. We watching the EP Stein files running around and we talking about what? Exactly. So we need to get off the bullshit and make sure that we not doing that dumb shit, but want to point a fucking finger at this fuck nigga Epstein. Don't do it with me. Don't do it with me. Anybody bringing up kids, weaponizing kids, use a fucking Epstein to me. You have the gene. Don't care if you ever fucking put your fucking eyes or your hands on a fucking child to me, bro. I want you to realize and understand that to me. Ever since I came on YouTube, that's how I've always felt. And that's how I've always felt. Even when my child was weaponized against, I've never brought a child in. I ain't never bring a person chick in or none of that shit. I'm from a place where we fight where the hell we gonna fight, homie. And some of this shit will spill offline and into the real world from my perspective. So I would never be for certain things like that. Okay? But don't get it twisted. We the only people that they say can't change. But when you're doing PDF shit, these are the only people on earth that I feel can't change. One of the only people, at least, that I feel can't change. Do you hear what I'm saying? So when you start going into anything with kids, you start getting into that territory. Right? Keep your wars up on the ground, above ground. You don't gotta go into the basement underneath the gutters. Keep the war up here. Let's stop weaponizing against children. Let's start protecting our children, even if we want to be online in a half-ass, fake-ass gender war. Let us start realizing that the children are off the table. From all of us, man. Don't matter whose kids. Anton kids, it was Tyranny kids. If they say Tyranny talk about good kids, I don't give a fuck because I don't care about them personally. But any of our kids, bro, who in the chat, it don't matter. These is children. And if we're not protecting children, what the fuck is we on earth for? To get $1? They just invented $1. What the fuck else you here for?
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. You know how many kids is going MISSING? You know how many? You know how many? So let us start getting on our PDF patrols. Straight up. We got to get on PDF patrol, homie. From the real world to here. We got to be protecting our neighborhoods. We got to be protecting our building. You can open up that fucking application. You'll see the fucking shit blew up, pop up, red up, all kinds of colors right round you. The hell's going on? We sending our children to goddamn school by themselves. We putting the world on them. We telling them to be everything that we are not being or that we're caping and capping for another motherfucker. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not worrying about the goddamn Archie, the fucking patriarch. We're not fucking worried about that. We're worried about what the fuck we can control. It's our fucking children. And what's going on with them. Okay? And then from there, we'll move on to something else. That must be equally understood between all of us, though. Period. Especially if we got kids. What the fuck is we doing? We're not doing that. I've been online for a long time. I've seen the game being played. The game was even played with me, bro. Pause. Straight. What I'm talking about with my kid, bro. Saying something about my goddamn kid, bro. Straight. Shit ain't cool. Shit ain't cool, man. Shit ain't cool. So Anton needs to say some apologies, man. You need to start putting away your wicked ways, man. That don't mean I'm perfect or nothing. I'm just saying this is what you claiming to be. Put away these ways, Anton. Say sorry for the children that you have said things about. Because when your child was weaponized against, it fell on deaf ears and deaf eyes, and some people just couldn't see it. That it was wrong for your child or any child to be weaponized against or violated in any way, Anton. They couldn't see it because of who you are and how you've been. When do you detach from that? When do you detach from this fake machismo vibe that you're trying to kick? When do you leave that alone? When does it really become about that family and all of these conservative values and you being a Christian and all of the things that you hanging your hat on, Anton Daniels? When does it really become that? Because what we got from this situation here, forget any other situation that you've been in online now. What you got from this conversation right here with Micca is that you're not going to protect no woman, bro. And you don't really care. You don't care to defend a woman. You rather just, and they under your covering I'm talking about, bro. That ain't even random. You don't care. You'll throw it to the wolves, bro. That's what she's saying, bro. So how does any of those other women just sit around like fucking Becky Becca or whatever the fuck and sit around like Pick Misha or whatever the fuck and just act like you don't know what the hell going on? Or is it all about money now? How much money? Micca already explained the money. He said, give me a ceiling. You could have gave him a higher ceiling, even though you could say that's just the range. You set the 3,500, little 3,000. So how much you think people getting paid? Anton put out a slip saying that he made like 100-something K or some dumb shit I seen one day. I was on a clip. I didn't even be watching Anton. This is a short went by me. What? 100K? Last 10 months or some shit. I'm like, I just looked it up. I ain't mad. You know, I'll be pocket watching. But think about it. Think about it. Anton didn't respect your husband. You didn't respect your husband too. That's a fact. We just got to say the facts, lady. You have to say facts. She said the first thing that she took was the lesson. When she was asked again, she forgot all about her husband. She didn't even bring his ass back up.
No, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
This man, blue suede suit, is running for president in my eyes. I don't give a fuck. And I'm supporting. Look, this man, I said in my video I did yesterday, I said, he got way before I knew. I said, him and the husband probably cool because they already met each other and shit like that. I'm telling you, they probably cool. In this video, you heard him say it. He's cool. That's my boy. Because I'm like, if he's really your boy and you really a news interviewer, host type person, you got to do the back end. You holler at the person, husband, because you cool too, right? This is what I speculated. Y'all cool. Yo, listen, I'm going to be doing this interview. You know, can I give a pushback? Like da-da-da-da-da, right? You're going to ask the husband. She not knowing. She's shocked. You're not going to ask her. Ask him. He goes to the man as a man. He's talking about man code throughout this whole interview. Think about where his mind is, right? So he asked the husband, in my own opinion, he asked the husband, yo, bro, what? The husband like, yo, look, bro, give a pushback, bro. Say what you got to say, whatever. Because probably the husband was asking questions and he's getting all of this fluff that she's telling him. But maybe it was time for this fluff that she's telling everybody to come out to everybody for us all to see that shit is fluff. You still caping for him. You supposed to be about your husband, salvaging whatever your relationship is there. If it's there, y'all still got what y'all got going. Because ain't nobody else worth your fucking husband or your fucking family. Ain't nobody else worth that. So you got to choose up. You can't serve two masters, man. Micca, you cannot serve two masters. Cannot. It's either you with him, you not. It's either you not or it's like what? That's why me personally, I'm inclined to believe that she probably has an NDA. I don't know though. Because she really not speaking. So hey, y'all tell me what y'all think about it. Y'all get in the comment section. Ooda, ooda, ooda. Always on go.
All my niggas from the Ooda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't penetrate. You been stuck. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas from the Ooda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't penetrate. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Ooda. Welcome to the Ooda. All my niggas from the Ooda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't penetrate. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Ooda. Welcome to the Ooda. All of my niggas insane. They tryna catch a mistake. Young niggas putting in pain. It in the game, all for the gang. Niggas ain't playing for nothing. Went in school, laying it bang. My little nigga kill my little nigga. Full-time job not to kill niggas. Jump off the porch of the field, nigga. You was in the house, I'm a field nigga. No fuck boys around real niggas. Been a drug dealer since a little nigga, huh? To get a kilo, they'll kill a nigga. Fuck how you feel, nigga. To get some kilos, I'll kill a nigga too. Throw that rock like I'm Montana. Good head, raise my antennas. G49, not San Fran. Beat the box with my bandana. Then I dip set like I'm Santana. I'm in UK like that Montana. She bring me money, you press her. You gotta jug and finesse her. I give a dick that'll change her life. You leave her change on the dresser. Shorty a wetty, a wetty. That pussy ready, get ready. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, but I want the head for the Getty. She said she fuck with the Uda. I tell her open the